Okay, guys, I'm back. Thought you got rid of me, didn't you? Well, we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to do our pre-test for our test that's coming up. And I just need a little change, so I figured you did too. So let's just do that. We're going to work through the 20 problems together today. So get your practice test that you've already completed, and then I'm going to actually work through every problem with you so that I'm very confident that you understand and that you can work the problems. Now, that being said, I don't know if you understand it or not. I'm assuming that you do. It is your job, if you, when you're going over your test with your red pen, that you are marking it. Do you understand why you have it incorrect? And if you don't, you need to text me or call me or FaceTime. We'll do something and work with you until you feel confident on that type of problem. Okay, so I'm going to go over, let me get my notes. I'm going to go over the types of things that you're going to need to know for the test. Okay, so let's do problem 1. Let's just get right into it. And no power up today too. That was kind of a good thing. Now, I am going to use my black pen. Let me try to find it. I thought I had, I'll bet one of the dogs got it. Here it is over here. And I'm back. Pay no attention to the woman behind the camera. That would be me too. So anyway, number 1. Question number 1 is, Marie faces south and then turns 90 degrees clockwise. What direction is Marie facing after the turn? Okay, so first thing you need to do, problem number 1, is you're going to need to maybe do this. I don't know. Sometimes I need a visual to help me solve through problems. You know me, I'm very visual. So if that is you, you might need some help on this problem to draw. If you are more of an internal thinker, like I know I have some that do, maybe you can work through this through your brain. Not me, I need a picture. Okay, so I say Mary faces south, or it's Marie. Marie faces south, so she's facing this way, south, and she takes a 90 degree, so we know if a full circle is 360, because you did that in your math the other night, is 360 degrees. Then if we divide that into fourths, this is 90, this is 90, this is 90, and this is 90, which gives us 360. So it would be a quarter turn. So she's going to turn, and she's turning clockwise. So the hands of the clock go clockwise. So she'll turn this way 90 degrees clockwise. So what direction is she facing? West. So for all of my friends that are playing along at home, if you put west for number 1, yay! Give yourselves a pat on the back. Yay! Okay. Oh, do you guys know which way north is and which way south is at your house? You guys need to practice that. You can practice with I don't know, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. Have them tell you to face whatever direction. Tell me to face east. Tell me to face south. Tell me to take a 180 degree counterclockwise. Practice that way. It really is a good way to learn your directions, to learn counterclockwise and clockwise, to learn how many degrees in a circle. So there's everything about it that's good. So, number 2, here we go. Nectarines. Do you guys know what a nectarine is? It's kind of like a peach, but it doesn't have a, peach has a fuzzy skin on it, but a nectarine is real smooth. Love nectarines. Yes, I do. Nectarines cost 57 cents per pound. Okay, 57 cents per pound. And what is the price of 4 pounds of nectarines? So we just multiply this. 57 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 5 times 4 is 20. Add the 2. 22. cents. So 228 cents. That's not in simplest form, is it? No, it's not. So we need to put this in simplest form. You are not going to walk in Reese's and see nectarines selling for 228 cents. Guarantee it. So what we have to do is put it in simplest form. So we know that dollars and cents have 2 decimals. So we just look at this number. First of all, we have to get rid of that cent sign, right? And we know that money has 2 decimals, so we go 1, 2, and we put that decimal right there, and we add a dollar sign. The decimal and the dollar sign go together. If you're going to do cents, remember, it stands alone on the end. All right? Okay. This is the form that you should have your answer in. If you had 228 cents, I wouldn't count it all right, but I would take a point off for not having it in simplest form. So make sure that you've converted. And look how I've circled my answers. Hint, hint, hint. All right, number 3. In bowling, the sum of Amber's score and Beth's score was equal to Consuela's score. Okay, so there's a couple of clues that you have in this sentence. At the very beginning, the 4th word, in bowling, the sum. So what does that tell you? What kind of an equation is this going to be if it's going to have a sum in it? Well, yes, it will be an addition problem. So right away, I know I'm going to be adding, all right? In bowling, the sum of Amber's score and Beth's score. Well, let's do that. The sum of Amber's score and Beth's score. So I'm just going to use A, Amber plus Beth. What about that? Was equal to Consuela's score. All right, so A plus B equals C. Well, give me some numbers because I can't add letters. Well, you kind of do in algebra, don't we? You use a lot of letters. All right, if Consuela's score was 111, so I'm just going to put her score right underneath her letter, and Beth's score was 48. What was Amber's score? Well, there's where we're going to put our letter, and then we're going to try to figure out what number it is. So we end up with x plus 48 equals 111. So to solve an addition problem, the inverse of addition is subtraction. We solve it using subtraction. So this is an addition word problem because our equation is an addition problem. But we solve it using subtraction. 111 minus 48. And what do we get for the answer? We get 63. Should be what you have for your answer. 63. Okay? Hopefully, these have been easy peasy for you. If they were not, let me know. All right, let's go on to number 4. Number 4. 1/3 of the 78 students were assigned to each room. Okay, so 1/3 of the 78 students. What do they want to know? How many students were assigned to each room? Okay, so we have 78 students and 1/3 was in each room. What we have to do is take 78, those are our students, and we're dividing these up. How many pieces do we have? If we look at our fraction, it tells us right there. That's how many fractions we have. 3. So we're going to divide 3 will go into 7. We can get 2 3s out of 7. 2 whole 3s out of 7. Dead monkeys smell bad. All right. Dividing. 7 divided by 3 is 2. Multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down. Bring that 8 down here. Okay, now how many 3s will go into 18? 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 18, 0. Bring down. There are no numbers under the dividend, in the dividend, to bring down. We are through. Our answer is 26. Did you stop there? If you did, I'm going to take off a point because I'm going to say 26 mushrooms, 26 Legos, 26 baby Charlottes. Man, that would be lucky if you had 26 baby Charlottes. Right, Juliet? Okay, so 26 students. Need the label on it. Okay. Next one. Let's roll on. Number 5. Draw a triangle congruent to this triangle. What does congruent mean? Do you know what congruent means? Similar, same shape. Congruent, same size and same shape. So let's draw a same size, same shape triangle. That looks pretty good to me. And then we're going to draw its line of symmetry, which means when I draw a line, it will look exactly the same on each side of the line. So I can draw that right there. Okay? That's number 5. Number 6. What fraction of the letters in the word Alabama are not A's? Now guys, pay attention on your test. A lot of you miss that. You do not read the word not. So slow down when you're reading. Make sure you read that you read every word, because not is a very little word, but if you miss it, it will give you the complete opposite answer. Okay, so first of all, we have to know how many we have. So how many letters are in Alabama? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 letters. That's going to go on the bottom because our denominator tells us how many we have. Then we need to figure out the numerator. How many we want out of the 7? How many do we want? The letters that are not A's. So there are, let's see, 3 letters that are not A's. So what is the fraction? 3/7. Okay? Hopefully you saw that word not, because you would have 4 sevens if you did. All right. Problem number 7. Let me erase some of this. I think it gets confusing, especially looking at this on the video. Number 7. What do we have here? The whale weighs 3 tons. Well, I already can tell you what you need to know. How many pounds in a ton? Do you remember? 2,000. There are 2,000. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. Now, what if you didn't remember that? What could you do? Remember, look on your test. Look at this answer, problem number 7. It has that little 77 in that parentheses. Go back and look in problem 77. It's going to tell you how many pounds are in a ton. 2,000, okay? So if it wants to know, though, how many pounds are in 3 tons. So we have to take 2,000 pounds, which is 1, and multiply it by 3. Now, guys, remember the hangy outie? The little hangy outie? Look how many we have. However many zeros you have on the end, you have to have that many zeros down here in your answer. So if you need to do your lines and bring those zeros down so that you make sure you get all of them, do that, okay? Then all you have left is to multiply 2 times 3, 6. And you get a really easy answer, okay? 6,000 pounds. And this is LBF. LBS, it's a little L, and that is the abbreviation for pounds. Does anybody know why LBS is the abbreviation for pounds? Who wants to look that up and tell us what that is? Maybe we're going to have a class time next week where we all get together on Zoom. Let's see who knows when we do that Zoom. I want to know how many hands are going to be up. Who knows why LBS is the abbreviation for pounds? I'm going to have to write that down. You know I won't remember. Okay. Problem number 8. Which is the more reasonable measure of weight for a box of cereal? 300 grams or 300 kilograms? Well, the thing that you guys are going to need to remember is how much does a gram weigh and how much does a kilogram weigh? What's a good thing to remember about what that is? If I say a pound, you all know about what a pound would be. Maybe, I don't know, about the weight of one of your shoes. I don't know, would be about a pound. But what about a gram? What item can you think of that would weigh about a gram? All right, let me give you some ideas. A paper clip. A paper clip weighs just about a gram. Did you know that a dollar bill weighs just about a gram? Okay, now let's talk about kilograms. How much does a kilogram weigh? Or what item might be something that would weigh a kilogram? Your math book. Your math book would weigh about what a kilogram? Remember, I'm estimating, I'm rounding. It's about a kilogram, okay? So, let's read that question again now that you have an idea of what some of these could be. Which is the more reasonable measure of a weight for a box of cereal? Do you think a box of cereal would be like 300 paper clips? Can you imagine what 300 paper clips might look like? Or 300 math books? How heavy do you think 300 math books would be? Do you think the box of cereal would be that heavy? I think a box of cereal would be lighter than one math book. So, yeah, the answer is going to be 300 grams, okay? So, now on your test, is your question going to be this? Don't know. But what you do know is you need to know gram and kilogram, okay? You need to be familiar with which one is the most, which one weighs the most, how much does that equate to? Because what if they ask you which one would be the better measure of a car? 500 kilograms or 500 grams? You're going to have kind of an idea of, well, yeah, one's big, one's a lot heavier than the other. Okay? All right, so let's look at question 9. We're just rolling along here. Which triangle appears to be an equilateral triangle? Well, first of all, you're going to have to know what is an equilateral triangle. Its name gives it away. Equilateral. That's such a Latin thing, but you've got that equal. All right, so then all the sides would be the same. Now, do you think your question on the test is going to be about an equilateral triangle? Probably not. But what does this study guide give you an idea that you need to be studying? Equilateral triangles. What other kind of triangles did we learn? Scalene, isosceles. So can you identify a scalene triangle? Can you identify an isosceles triangle? What does an isosceles triangle look like? It has two sides that are equal. Well, I think I'm drawing another equilateral. There's a scalene. These two sides are equal. This one's not. So an equilateral is 3. Isosceles has 2. That leaves scalene. And remember, I always remember it, a scalene leans because it's all different. So you have one that's this shape or one length. You might have one that's that length, and you might have one that's that length. So you have 3 different side triangle, okay? You need to know that. Number 10. Question number 10. 52. Now, you know what? On this problem, if you look at it, the key to this problem is reading it slowly, taking your time. After you've written the number, 52,000, whenever you say the place value or the family name, remember we had the 1,000 family? We have the little comma. That was the fence where the mom went out and yelled. 52,000. You know there's going to be a comma. 834. Now, what I do is I go back and I double check myself. 52,834. Okay. Dollars is how much greater than 45,986 dollars. Okay, so I'm going to go back and make sure I wrote that down correctly. 45,986. Okay, I noticed there were several of you on your homework last night. Well, it was actually this morning. It'll be last night when you see this video. You didn't write the problem down correctly, and you would have had it correct if you had. So be very careful when you're doing those types of things. It's very important in math. Okay. All right. Well, actually in anything, because what if you write down the wrong verb? You might say that you're happy when you're really sad, and that be totally misleading. Okay. So we need to see how much greater. So it's a comparison problem, and in comparison we subtract. 4 minus 6, we're going to borrow. 14 minus 6 is 8. Then we're going to have to borrow again. 12 minus 8 is 4. We're going to have to borrow again. 17 minus 9 is 8. Bring down our comma. We can't take 5 from 1, so we're going to have to borrow again. 11 minus 5 is 6. Okay. Don't forget your unit. Okay. So our answer is $6,848 more, right? Because it wanted to know how much greater. Yeah. So circle your answer. All right. We're halfway through. All right. We're going to be a lot faster on the back because there's not that much to explain. All right, so what do you think you're going to need to know for that problem on your test? Do you think it's going to be that kind of exact problem? Well, it might be. That was a lot of subtracting, so they're really having you practice on subtraction there. Okay, number 8, estimate. Estimate, that problem you all love to do. The sum of 396, so 400. I'm going to estimate, go up. The Cuba method, circle the number that you're estimating, underline the next. Is it a big boy number or is it a little bitty baby number? It's a big boy number. So we're going to round up. So 400. 512 will round down. That's a little bitty baby number. So it goes to 500. Now, what are we doing? Adding, subtracting, multiplying. How do I know what I'm doing with those numbers? Look at the problem again. Estimate the sum. Yeah, we're going to add them. That sum tells me about 100. About 900. Okay? Hopefully you got that one. Problem 12. Michelle could load 105 packages in 3 hours. How many packages could Michelle load in 1 hour? So we're going to have to divide 105 out into 3 parts because she did that in 3 hours. We want to know, divide it out into 3 pieces. We want to know what that one piece is. 10 divided by 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. Bring down my 5. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. Nothing left to bring down. So my answer is 35 packages. Gotta have that unit. All right. Okay, so let's go to problem 13. Problem 13, and that problem was about dividing, right? If you have 3 in this, how many would you have if you had 1? So you need to know a division problem. Let's look at 13. 13 is, we're practicing what kind of mathematical operation are we practicing with this one, do you think? it might be, there's several actually here. PEMDAS. Oh, well, I am messing that up. There we go. PEMDAS, okay? So we're going to do what's in the parentheses first. 409 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54. 6 times 0 is 0. Plus 5, 5. 6 times 4, 24. Now, don't stop. We just found out what this is. We've got to complete it. It wants to know what 5,963 minus 2,454 is. Okay? So then, if we complete that, we get the answer is, you have to borrow. 13 minus 4 is 9. 5 minus 5, 0. 9 minus 4, 5. 5 minus 2, 3. So your answer is 3,509. Okay? Now, guys, I know I'm kind of talking fast because I don't want to just spend all your time you sitting here on the video. I want you to spend some time studying this and thinking about this, and maybe you need to go look up kilograms and grams, or you can always pause the video. You can rewind it, play it back. Okay? That's the beauty of a video. Number 14. $9.23 times 6. All right? 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. 9 times 6 is 54. Plus 1, 55. Don't forget your unit. $55.38. Okay? All right, number 15. 46 8/10 plus 5 42 hundredths. Some of you like to fill in there so that you keep your decimals lined up, and that's beautiful. I love that, okay? So what are we going to have here? 0 plus 2 is 2. 8 plus 4 is 12. Bring that decimal straight down. 6 plus 5 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. 4 plus 1 is 5. So you should come up with the answer of 52 22 hundredths. So they're looking to make sure you can add your decimals. Keeping those place values together is critical, okay, to getting this problem. All right, let's look at problem number 16. And it is a division problem. 6,464 divided by 8. Okay? 8 will not go into 6. 6, you can't divide 6 divided by 8. So 64 divided by 8 is 8. 8 times 8, 64. 64 minus 64, 0. Okay? Bring down your 6. We're ready to go. 6 divided by 8. Can you get any 8s out of 6? No. 0. We can get 0 8s out of 6. Prove it. 8 times 0 is 0. And that leaves 6. Now we're going to bring down that 4. We're going to have 8, 64, 0. Our answer is 800.